I want to tell you something. There are signs that indicate that you touch impacts of every move or every revivals of God. There are signs that indicate that you touch the impacts of God's fire. Is somebody hearing me?
I hear you, sir.
There are many signs that indicate that you have touched the reality, that during this journey something happens in your spirit. And most of the signs, one of us said, I wish that man of God we extend this program like more 1 month or like more 2 weeks. When you see such a person saying such a thing, knowing there are something that affected that person's spirit. Is somebody hearing me?
I hear you.
There is something that affected that person's spirit that makes him to call for continuity of that journey. That is one of the signs. So when that person said that, I knew there is something going on in that person's life. You don't remember our brother Peter in Matthew chapter 17, when Peter, they went to mountain with Jesus, the mountain of transfiguration. And when Jesus was praying, the Bible says his face was changed. His garment was changed to brightness of light. His face was brightened with light. They saw this, and behold, the glory of God came upon them. And Moses and Elijah appeared. So Peter and John and the other disciple, they saw mightiness in that mountain that affected their spirit. That after the experience, Peter went and told Jesus, can't we build 3 tents here and spend more days? You know, a tent is a place where you dwell. In tent, you can make a tent a place of prayer. In days in old, it is the tent they built their tabernacle. So can't we build 3 tents here? 1 for Elijah, 1 for Moses, and 1 for you. They couldn't remember themselves. All they want to spend more time to witness what they saw. Is somebody hearing me?
I hear you, sir.
It showed that something happens in their spirit. Something moved to their spirit, affected their spirits, affected their soul. So they now call for more continuity. Another person said, after this fasting and prayer, he said, I will continue it on myself. When you hear somebody say something like that, something have touched that person's spirit. There are reality of impact of God's fire that come across that person's spirit. So that is why the person's soul is calling for continuity. I told you, you cannot receive the reality of God's impact, of God's spirit, without having the continuity to seeking him more. If you receive fire today and feel exhausted tomorrow, it means that you have not taught the reality of fire. Is somebody hearing me?
I hear you.
You have not yet touched the reality. You can touch the wave. You remember in the days when Elijah was praying in the mountain, the Bible says there was a storm of fire. Fire run around the mountain. And the Bible says God was not there. It doesn't mean that God was not there. The reality that will affect Elijah has not yet appeared. It's not really mean that God was not there, but he had not yet received the impact of the presence that made available. So now the wide wind and storm will pass, yet God was not there. He had not yet, until when the presence come gently. That is what affected the bones of his heart. That is what bring the noise in the heart of Elijah, that Elijah could be able to perceive, to hear from God. That is the moment the touch of God begin to penetrate in the heart of Elijah. So somebody can walk this journey and pray and still feel exhausted. Somebody can receive and still feel. So when you feel exhausted, it means that you have not yet touched the reality. Is somebody hearing me?
I hear you, sir.
You have not touched the reality. When something affected my spirit, it made me to seek more. Even I planned to spend 1 hour. I found myself spending 2 hours, 30 minutes. And I know that something is growing. Something is happening. Another sister said, man of God, after these 30 days, we can mobilize evangelism. When I hear that person say that, I knew there is something that is happening to this person. He have catching the body. Because one of the signs that you have received something is that you will be hunger to win souls for God. Yes.